You know what? I haven't checked your levels at all. I suppose we could do that. Just say something
1, 2.
vaguely into it.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's too much. It's maybe bouncing off your exercise bike, your voice, mate. That's maybe it's just kind of.
You can't even see the exercise bike now because I've moved the screen.
Oh, it's up there. You can see it.
It can be a handle of anything, and you're just insinuating it's an exercise bike.
No, it's you're right. It isn't an exercise. It's a step machine, isn't it? It's a step machine.
It is a stepper. Yes. Where are you going with this?
You're the hot stepper.
Here come the hot stepper. We're the miracle dancer. Yeah.
Welcome. Yeah. We had a week off last week because obviously of the sad passing of Prince Philip, and
we doff our caps. We doff our caps.
The only time I ever saw him, I saw most of the royal people when I was in the RAF, but I saw him and the Queen in Aviemore. We were up doing a tour of Scotland, me and my wife, and and Prince Philip, and it was great because they stood at the top of the steps. They came out of this building, and then they separated and went down both sides. It was like choreographed. You go that side today. Look, I did the left yesterday. No, I'll do this side. And it was just like, how many millions or thousands of times must they have done that and just gone, and just do the royal duty thing. And these are, I know they're doing the wider thing about his environmental thing and everything, but all these things, these efforts to do these, that's the wee nitty-gritty of what he did for the royal family and for the Queen.
Well, it's an amazing thing, isn't it, to do something all your life, a life of complete service. And I take nothing away from the guy for doing that. He also fought in the war against his own family, and he literally gave his whole life to service. And he had a good time at the same time because he was a bit of a lad, wasn't he, in his youth? He's a bit of a lad.
Yeah, we've seen that, but they got the funeral on Saturday, and it's all become a wee bit unseemly, hasn't it? They kind of, where's the Queen going to sit? Who's going to sit beside her? And then the course, the Harry came over. He's in isolation. Apparently, he's always in isolation now. He doesn't have to go anywhere. He's just in complete isolation.
Even Meghan's got him in the spare bedroom permanently.
Yeah. And then, of course, the uniform came up. The uniform because Prince Harry has all his military stuff taken off him, which I think is a bit weird. But
including has he had his Hitler uniform taken off him as well? Because he used to wear that quite a bit, didn't he?
Yeah, he can't wear one uniform now. But then Prince Andrew decided that it's fitting for him to be wearing this uniform of an admiral. Discuss.
And he's never sailed a boat in his life, but apparently it was agreed. He
was in the Navy. He was in the Navy.
He flew helicopter. He flew helicopters, planes or something. Didn't he?
He was in the Navy.
He flew a plane. He wasn't. He didn't.
Yeah, he was in the Navy.
He didn't sail a boat. He never sailed a boat, did he? Come on. He hitched a lift and had some caviar, flew a plane and a helicopter, and then came home. Come on. But I think this is a way forward. Fancy dress funerals. I think it could be the way to liven funerals up if you can dress as fancy dress. So I say, let the Duke dress up as an admiral, and then Harry. What would be apt for Harry is turn up as David Duchovny out of the FBI. If he turns up as an FBI agent, that'd be fun as well, I think, at the funeral, don't you?
That's very interesting because my mate designs uniforms, uniforms, military uniforms as well. And of course, when he got that news, he's had to get rid of it because it's quite the uniform. It was fantastic. It was the Admiral's uniform, and it was going to fit him really well. It had vents in it all as well because he can't sweat. So it had these vents built into the arms as well. So that, and of course, it has an early warning system built in as well that any FBI agent that comes within 10 feet of them, it warns them to run the other way.
Yeah, so they won the internet this week as well. The FBI won the internet, didn't they? As soon as Prince Andrew did an interview on BBC, there were the FBI on Twitter saying, "Oh, he's doing interviews now. Interesting."
Yeah. So anyway,
but fair play to the Duke. Before we leave this bit, I just want to say fair play to the Duke of Edinburgh. A life of service, excellent stuff, brilliant stuff. A life of service, just like David Cameron. A life of service.
Yeah. Well, talking of David Cameron, I was really pleased because I am writing my new musical called Tory Sleaze is Back, which is. It was either that or The Return of Tory Sleaze. I don't know if it ever went away, but I was really excited, Paul, because I right, this is it, this is my time, because I've been writing. So I got some songs. I've done the opening song will be like "Jobs for the Boys," a big kind of ensemble sort of thing. "Do You Really Want to Bung Me" is a lovely one as well. That'll be kind of there'll be a discussion then. "Bribe on Time," which is lovely, is it? But bribe on time. And then the one I've only got the one left is "Brass in Pockets" (brackets mainly mine), which is the return of Tory Sleaze. I'm thinking of who's going to be in it and everything, but I think Johnny Depp might be up for Cameron, and that kind of piratey thing, that whole thing. What do you think of it?
I think Tony Blair would be looking for a part. He'd be lobbying for a part, wouldn't he, Tony? He'd be using a company. But I don't think, to be fair, I don't think corruption is corruption when it's incompetent. I think, if it doesn't succeed, it's not corruption by law. I'm sure that's what I read.
Oh, right. Oh, you can attempt it.
Yeah.
But if
you don't succeed.
God, thanks, because I was wondering. I was like, well, they can't have a go. I mean, it didn't work.
He didn't get his 28 million. So Grenfell went bust. He didn't get his 28 million. Just a lot of people that use the National Health Service got, ripped off. But, he didn't get the money. So it was inept corruption, allegedly. So you can't be prosecuted for that. Apparently, I've read the law.
Yeah, Paul, of course, you do have a background on bribes and bungs and everything.
Sorry?
Sorry? Well, I remember that you were investigated when we were there, because music companies were tapping you up and offering you bribes not to play their artists' songs because, it affected the careers and the longevity of the songs, but you didn't take the money. You didn't take the money, Paul, all right? So that's good on you. You were working for the BBC.
And you mustn't do that when you're working for the BBC. It'd be like getting, I don't know, getting chefs on from restaurants and accepting free meals. I would never do that sort of thing. Never, ever.
No, and also as well, I mean, the BBC has not made a thing of Old Boys Network. It's been an open house from the day one, Paul. It's been open. Anybody can come in and work in the BBC. It doesn't matter your background. If you're from one of the public schools, it's fine. But you can come into the BBC and have a long, long career with a big payoff and a massive pension. And that's what public life's all about, my friend.
Yeah. As you know, I'm from quite a humble background. And I think I was probably the only one I ever met that was from a background like that in the BBC, wherever I worked. Most people have been to university.
I was a miner's son.
Were you?
By the way, I was a miner's son, yeah. By the way, as well, I could have worn a uniform on Saturday. You couldn't. Yeah. Anyway, I've got a more scandal to come. People who might be upset that Macarena.
Before we go any further,
what? I was doing a build up.
Go on, sorry, what?
I was doing
There's a bit of delay because your broadband's crap, but carry on.
Oh, it's my broadband. Yeah, it is crap. I can't deny it. Sky. Anyway, coming up, the Macarena. Oh, see, you've just spoiled my whole thing.
Well, we're going to talk about the Macarena. I've gathered that bit. You've said it 3 times. Hey, Macarena. I want to look back at the. There's no need for hand signals. They'll only see it on the video. Okay, have some coffee. That was the old Nescafe advert, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Either that or it's a very large monkey. Now, I'm looking back. We never got a chance to talk about the boat race, did we? Your big event where you live in Ely.
Yeah.
Did you go to in the end, did you go to the right river?
Yes, no. We weren't allowed. There was barbed wire fences, armed guards. We couldn't get near the water at all, so just no point going. But I did enjoy the views.
On top of a tractor. You should have got on top of a tractor or something. Have a look.
Why would I do that? Because that would look silly in the Ely Standard. Elworthy would have a lamp. DJ, destroyed DJ stands on the tractor to get good sight and break the law. What would that do?
I don't think John would have done that because he's been too busy celebrating his own big birthdays this week. He's more interested in cake.
Hey, 75, 75, not bad for a man of those age, still working.
He's got crags in his face that a well-worn crags.
Yes, they are. They've got print in them. when you got close, you can see some of the old newspapers. If you got close as well with his face, you could see the headlines of newspapers he's worked for. It's lovely.
There's old typewriters in there that they lost in the 50s. They're hidden in those cracks.
Beautiful.
But well done to Cambridge. Well, you've got to say well done to Cambridge because they won the boat race, which is only fair, really, because Oxford won the vaccine race. So you've got to give them something, haven't you?
Yeah. What? Yeah, they did.
That was the gag.
I thought there is a gag, but I wasn't expecting the gag this early on. Sorry, mate.
But thinking about the boat race, because they moved it north because they couldn't have it in London. And, they've been talking about this levelling up thing, haven't they? So I think they should move more big events to the Great Ooze, or the Cam, as you called it. So Wimbledon, you only live 50 yards from it. Wimbledon, they could come to the Ooze. They could play over the river. One person, Roger Federer on one side, Tim Henman on the other. The net over the middle of the river. Yeah, the ball boys would need to be in swimming trunks, obviously, and take a proficiency test. But I think in terms of leveling up, Wimbledon over the Ooze. Come on. Yeah. What about? I always think.
What about? I'm a big fan of the doggy paddle.
And you're a big fan of the doggy everything, aren't you?
Yeah. No, not that. No, I don't have to. Not like you. But I'm a big fan of the doggy paddle, and I've wondered why it wouldn't. The Ooze would be perfect for doggy paddling because it would stir the water up and you get that kind of earthy thing coming on. But what about as well making the Ooze, or the Cam as I like to call it, make the Cam Ooze the water jump and the steeplechase. Make that the water jump.
Wow.
Yeah. Just imagine that.
They've got to come all the way from Liverpool to do one jump.
Yeah, well, no, we do a wee circuit. We come back round again, go over past Stuntney, come back round and back over again. It'd be great. And then up around the cathedral, down Cherry Hill, back over the water. I'm glad you brought that one up.
That's a great race. But I think it could be the start of more things. I'd like to see more things sent north, as part of levelling up. I get hold of the Pearly Kings and Queens. Them women and fellas that dress up in pearls in London. I'd take them up to Newcastle, swap their pie and mash for Greg's steak bake and 10 pints of Newquay Brown. So get the Pearly Kings and Queens to Newcastle and troop in the colour. I'd get the Queen up on her horse to Moss Side in Manchester. I mean, there'll be no brass left on the household cavalry, but plenty of offers to look after your horse, ma'am. You know what I mean? I think it worked.
I do like your forward thinkingness, and I do like the fact you're getting back to the political agenda of leveling up. That's lovely. Anybody ever worked was always leveled down. You get the earth. If you ever get your new driveway done, I would imagine you got a massive one, but you'd have to do it. You level down. You don't level up. You actually compact the stuff down. Paul, can I move on to the Macarena?
Yes, you can.
I don't know if you can hear this, so shut up for a second, will you? Paul, the disturbing news, you and I have been playing that song for a long while, haven't we? We kind of played it when we were at the height of our powers as DJs. Yeah.
Used to play in a nightclub. It was a big tune in the nightclub.
Well, it turns out it seems like perfectly innocuous. It's used for weddings and everything, but it turns out it's about the real meaning. It's about a girl that her fella's leaving to join the forces. She says, okay, he's got to leave the forces, but his pals are still around. So she decides to have a threesome with his two best mates.
No way. That's not what the song's about, surely.
Yes, yeah. In fact, some of the lyrics, move with me, chant with me, and if you're good, I'll take you home with me, right? And then, but don't you worry about my boyfriend. He's a boy whose name is Vitoroni. Don't want him, can't stand him. He was no good. So come on, and what am I supposed to do? He's out of town. His two friends were fine. She had a bang fest with his mates. The Macarena, it's smut. I'm furious.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. But there's hidden meanings in lots of songs, isn't there? A lot of songs you think about something, they're about something else. Life on Mars, a lot of people thought that was about, going into space and doing all that, but it wasn't. It was about David Bowie's strange diet.
Exactly, and we've talked about this before about Agadoo and they shake. Yeah, we know what's going on there. Oh,
yeah,
by the way,
they weren't shaking pineapples, were they?
No, they were not shaking pineapples and waiting for them to drop. And then when you think about it as well, what about that other one, Squeeze Box by who? In and out and in. And Mama's got a box she wears on her something.
Yes, exactly. And it's funny you should bring up sexy stuff, because there was something in the papers this week saying that a lot of our shenanigans in the bedroom, Ronnie, I don't know if you saw this, a lot of our shenanigans in the bedroom have gone stale, and that they were offering types of role play in the bedroom to spice up the sex life during lockdown. Are you interested in some of the things that will spice up your shenanigans?
Well, yeah, my shenanigans could do with a wee bit of a sprinkle, mate. Yeah, to be fair, my moves, especially with arthritis, I don't get this, I don't have this arthritic sex.
That would be good, though, wouldn't it? Imagine that if you launched the arthritic book of sex. That would be
Forget about the Kama Sutra. This was the one that would fly off the shelves. Bad knee, dodgy hips. Yeah, arthritic hand.
Moves for every arthritic condition in the bedroom. Yep. There'll only be about 6 or 7 pages in the book, but it'd be absolutely fantastic. Let me offer you some spicing up of your shenanigans. We've got to write that down, by the way. That's got to be in the headline, arthritic sex book. So can I offer you, Ronnie, a fake away?
Yes, please. Yeah.
So this is a hot trend in the bedroom, Ronnie, during lockdown. And this involves horny couples ordering a takeaway to their home. Then your partner dresses up as a delivery driver and you greet him or her at the door in sexy lingerie or big underpants, because that's all you've got.
What, me or him? Is he the delivery boy in sexy lingerie?
No, they deliver it, but then you go outside dressed up as a delivery driver and pretend to be the pizza man, yeah? And then
boys. Oh, yes. What kind of toppings? Hey, oh man,
sausage topping. Does they have sausage on that?
Look at anchovies. Let me look.
So that's one. The other one you could try, which was recommended in this newspaper, was turning back time. Apparently, since Bridgerton came on Netflix, we've gone wild for Regency role play in the bedroom. London lingerie brand Playful Promises has reported a spike in searches for corsets. So the advice here is to turn your bedroom into an elegant boudoir, and Matt Hancock's already done that, by ditching cotton sheets for sumptuous satin and dotting candles around your bedroom, Ronnie. So put candles around, light them up, and get your Bridgerton on in the bedroom. That'll spice it up, apparently.
Get your Bridgerton on. That's another one for the clippage as well. Now, I thought Spanx did away with all the corsets. Well, you'll know, because you're a Spanx man, aren't you? You love your Spanx. I thought, so of course, because it's all that tying up and things, Pog. And the only thing I've got is a reef knot. Well, it's not comfortable for the ladies to be lying in a reef knot. It's not that one.
I do worry a bit. I do worry a bit about all those candles around the place. A bit of a fire hazard.
But you know what? Whenever I see these people who do like a romantic and Friends or something, they lay the candles out. I don't go, that's romantic. That's a fire risk, and that's maybe just at my age. You just think,
but especially when you get the massage oil out, you don't put oil near naked flames, do you? You know what I mean? You start spraying the oil everywhere for a bit of slippery stuff, and then
I would have to ask as well, if some of the lingerie or the corsets, are they fireproof? Because your last thing you want just in the middle of the, how's your father's? What's that burning smell? I don't know. It's gone very well though. And then suddenly you realise something's on fire. It would just take for those Brentford's nylons. You remember the Brentford nylon cottons or sheets? Alan Freeman used to advertise them, and they would, they would spark, mate. But yeah, I mean, that's maybe where we're going wrong, Paul, is we see health and safety. Other people see a romantic interlude in their lives.
Something's on fire. Something's on fire, and it's not me flannelette underpants.
No, it's, can we try another position? Well, I'm not sitting near that candle. My arse is sore from the candle.
My back hair's on fire. I've got one more for you, by the way. hot. You could try this. This is more relaxing for somebody of an arthritic nature. Hot yoga is apparently the big thing. It says here, couples who sweat together stay together. So turn up the heat during a saucy yoga session and slowly build sexual tension with your partner. One of you takes on the role as yoga instructor. The other is the newbie who needs a lot of help getting into those tricky yoga positions. Downward doggy is a bit tricky when you're excited, I've been told.
Yeah. Well, see, we would, my wife would be doing the, she would do the explaining, because I'm rubbish at that kind of. I'm not very good at teaching. I'm a doer, Paul.
Do you like it? Do you like it hot though? Would you like it hot in the bedroom? Because that's what they're saying. Couples that sweat together stay together.
At my age, I'll take anything, mate. I don't care if it's in the freezer. I don't care if it's in the bath. I'll take it. Hey, listen.
But it's interesting. It's interesting you say that, because a big fan of the hot yoga, Ronnie, I don't know if you knew this, but a big fan of the hot yoga was Francis Rossi, lead singer of Status Quo. Did you know that? Big fan of the hot yoga.
No, I didn't, Paul. No.
Yeah, this is it. But he had to give up hot yoga, did Francis Rossi, after injuring his plectrum finger in a bowling ball accident at an alley in Welwyn Garden City. He's still got a spare though. He's still got a spare. He's a good bowler. Could have bowled for England if he hadn't discovered double denim. But he injured his finger, so he's given up. He's given up the hot yoga. But he's moved on now. Francis Rossi, lead singer of Status Quo. Nowadays, he's into something far more traditional to spice things up in the bedroom department, Ronnie. He's into socks.
Socks?
Socks, Ronnie. Yeah. He and his partner, Caroline, don't know if you know her. She used to be in Rent-A-Ghost, but she's in the army now. Well, they take off all their clothes, and all over, take off all the clothes, and then they roll over, lay down, and pull on beautiful knee-length socks. Nothing else, Ronnie. Nothing.
Whoa.
But socks. All right? Wow. Picture that scene. And of course, Francis Rossi's are double denim socks, obviously.
Yeah.
And theirs are made from hand-picked Himalayan moose hair. So imagine that scene, They're on the floor, they're on the bed, just in socks, Ronnie. He calls it socking, it's incredible. And apparently they've been doing it for years, Ronnie, this socking. They've been doing it for years in every country that they've been touring in. They've been socking all over the world. Yeah.
To be fair, just when you said they've been all over the world, that's when it dropped. They're socking all over the world. That's it. Socking all over the world. That's definitely on the blurb for us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. By the way, you got some shout outs about how long you take to tell a joke. You and Ronnie Corbett have been compared.
Well, I'll take that.
Paul, I know you're a big fan of innovative television and radio. You're looking for the next big thing. You're such a barometer for that. Can I suggest to you a program called All That Glitters? How do you feel about that? Yeah.
Explain it. What's the premise? What's going on?
Well, it's done in the studio, mate. What it is we've done Bake Off, we've done macrame off, make your own jackets off. Now it's jewelers' turn to make things from metal, I think. It's a new program the BBC think could take over Bake Off, all right? But it hasn't gone down that well, all right?
Jewelry. One person. So you're gonna sit and watch somebody put in gems in a bit of metal for a bit.
Yeah. What are you going to do? What have you got? Rings, bracelets, necklaces. That's it. What else are you going to do? You're not going to have a week of special stuff like the bread week in Bake Off, or macarons and all that kind of thing. That's not going to happen. One person tweeted, Paul, all that glitters has the dullest judges ever. Good things, shiny, pretty things will hold my attention. No, it's shiny, pretty things. The BBC have gone down that road going, you know what? Let's just give them shiny things to look at. Just go, that's nice.
Why didn't they go with something like, at least if they'd gone with Lego, kids making stuff. I think that's a TV show. Because all I ever made out of Lego, because we had a big box of Lego as a kid, and it was literally big blocks and small blocks. We made fake guitars and strummed along to Elvis Presley records, which weren't really Elvis Presley. Do you remember them in the 70s? They were, not original artists. So when I actually heard Elvis sing, Heartbreak Hotel for the first time, it was completely different to my LP that I was strumming along my Lego guitar to. It came as quite a shock. Scarred me as a child, to be honest.
I used to use a Dunlop racket for my rock and roll tennis racket. Oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah, you were rich, you see. You had a tennis racket.
The street had a tennis racket. It's just one racket for the street.
But kids making Lego, stuff out of Lego, that'd make great telly. Get the kids in, get the Lego, let them at it.
But can I go down this road with you? I like that thing that used to be in a sort of a wreckage place. Just old cars and things, and people used to get and make big machines out of it. Remember that thing that it was a breaker's yard and everything? That's the kind of thing I want to see. Dirt, Paul. I want to see dirt. That's why I like Bake Off, because you've got flour, you've got dough, you've got kneading. It's got all the stuff.
Why don't they have Dig Off? Why don't they have, people planting stuff in a garden or smashing sheds down or something like that? That's what I'd like to see. Something that involves a bit of danger.
What about grave diggers? Just off the top of my head.
I am fascinated by that, to be honest, because I don't know much about it. They must take a while to dig a 6-foot hole. So, and what do they do? They fill it in afterwards. They must find things. So I'll be interested in watching that.
So you're not interested in all that glitters then? We'll have to come up with a Lego strap then, because I like the Lego idea, and it is very much older people are doing it now, Paul. It's a bit like colouring in. It's become the new thing.
Hold on. I don't want to see old people taking 6 years to put 3 bricks together. You know what I mean? And then forgetting where they put the bricks, and then walking outside and coming back in 6 hours later. Are you Nancy? I don't want all that. Kids sell, mate.
So offensive.
It's true, mate. Come on, I forget stuff every day of the week now.
I know what you're going to do. You're going to have a pop, because I saw you when we went out for a coffee together, which I bought, of course, that you were whinging about older people sitting on benches and where you couldn't get a seat, right? Well, you 54-year-old or whatever.
First of all, it was bloody freezing in the middle of Italy. We sat there for about an hour and nearly died of hypothermia.
You didn't have a proper jacket. You tried to look trendy. You tried to look like Phil Mitchell, with your bomber jacket on, didn't you? Yeah.
Well, in my head, I'm still 24, not 54. But I was waiting for you because you were late, obviously, as usual. Normally for the news, but late for our meeting. Yeah, but although that is a bit pot calling the kettle black. But it's an interesting interview. What are we going to the news for, you moron? Stay with it.
This is the full Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't care what the headlines are. The Prime Minister resigned. Well, okay, he'll resign again tomorrow.
I was waiting for you in the middle of Ely Market Square. And it was lovely, and it was nice to see people about. But I was just trying to get a seat, and I was clocking all this OAP seat hogging. They've been doing it now. And I noticed it in Peterborough the other day as well. I was in Cathedral Square early, and there was a lot of OAPs. And I know they get up early, and they like to get down on the seats early and reminisce about the war, music without swear words, compare medals and swap Werther's originals. I know they're up to all that, but there should be a time limit on a public bench, or after sort of 10, 15 minutes, a short electric charge, which just moves them on, allowing younger people to park their derrieres and have a chat. Just a short electric charge. It doesn't do any harm, but just moves you on.
Somebody who is, as you can see, I know I don't, but I'm 64 next month, and I quite like a seat. 2 things I think there should be more of: seats and toilets, all right? Because when I leave a toilet, a public toilet, I have to think about where the next toilet is. Do I do a hobble?
The toilet issue is a biggie at the moment, isn't it? Because it's not. It was a biggie because places are opening up now, but it was really difficult during lockdown to find somewhere to have a wee. Because I know when we met in Ely, coffee straight through you. I'm wandering around Ely thinking, where do I have a wee? Where do I go? How can I do this? And I went to I stopped at Chatteris on the way home. The big roundabout with the apple green. Yeah. Stopped there for cheap petrol. It's always cheap there. Went in, toilets closed, and I was busting. I had to wait till I got home. Yeah.
Oh, there's nothing worse than rejection. Oh, there's nothing worse than rejection. Oh no, couldn't you get in?
Because you've psyched yourself up. You've psyched yourself up, walked into the apple green in Chatteris, paid for me petrol, thought, oh, I'm going to be able to go and have a wee. Oh, and then no. Cross your legs again, Paul. Get back in the
Isn't it a bit like, I always think that's a bit like sex. You try and think of something else. But, you know, and I was, when you know there's, you know, well, you do, don't you? Think of it.
Well, if I was having sex with you, I'd be thinking of something else, definitely.
You would not be disappointed. But, you know, that moment I've gone, right, you're in the car, right? Okay, your bladder's full, but you're nearly there. Just keep it calm. Think of it something else. Turn up the radio. Oh, and it's filling, and you can feel it really forced against your trousers. But there should have been a sign up, Paul, saying, "Hey, by the way, these toilets are closed. You know, up here they're closed. You don't need to get there going already. You know, the door's open for you, and you're already zipping down."
Exactly, and you've in your mind you've relaxed to the point you've almost had a little wee already. So I had to pull back on that, zip back up, and go across the fence. And I'm thinking, you know, between Chatteris and Peterborough, you know, Friday Bridge and all that, there's bound to be a spot I can have a wild wee.
Oh, wild wees.
Well,
Oh,
there
man.
wasn't. There was nowhere to stop for a wild wee. So I had to carry on.
Well, it's a bit like, you know, what's her name? Claire Balding called the fens what was it, flat and featureless.
Well,
You know, and
I would agree with her on that. In terms of having enough feature to hide behind while you're having a slash, I couldn't find any trees
the wild
or
wee,
labour.
it is. Have you tried the two-door thing? I've done, because I've been traveling back and forth to radio stations in the past. You open the back door, all right, and you open the front door, the passenger side door, right? Those two doors, and you wee with cover. You've got cover, so you just have to look like you get your phone up as if you're looking for a. Nobody passes. You're having a wee. And then you do that thing, you're just looking at that as if you're looking for the right direction.
The trouble is with that, though, when you're going across the fences, there's always tractors on the road. So the traffic behind, there's always a trail of about 10 cars going at 20 miles an hour. So if you're stood there having a wee, they're all having a proper look as they go by at 20 miles.
You know what? I remember, you just reminded me, we went on a rugby tour once in the RAF, and we had a real pain of an officer in charge. He was a real pain, and he was desperate for a wee. And we said, "Oh yeah, we all want a wee." So we stopped the bus, and he went along the side of the bus, and he was the only one that went out. And I said to the bus driver, I said, "Just move on now, just move on." And so he started moving the bus down, and this officer was trying to keep up with the bus and have a wee. It was the best time
around his ankles.
Yeah. They were lovely days. They were happy days.
Listen, I've got a game for you, by the way. I've got a game for you. You remember?
We're nearly up at the end of the time, so it'll be good anyway to finish off with this.
Oh, should we finish with the game then? It's a new one they've invented in Alton Waterville, and I thank Councillor Julie Howells for this. They've invented a game called Hooker Toilet Seat. Hooker Toilet Seat, Ronnie.
Right. I like the sound of this.
Well, you remember when we were kids, we played conkers and red hands. You know, we did the thing with the hands.
Yeah. Snappy.
We call it red hands. We used to do hooker duck at the fair, and it's this hooker toilet seat is similar. In Alton Waterville, they've come up with a new variant on it. No goldfishes are won here though. Only blue active rim block. That's what you get for winning the hooker toilet seat. You get a rim block. You know, the blue.
Okay. Yeah.
I know you'd be interested in rim block. Now, fly tipping, a big concern in Peterborough, Ronnie, obviously, but a nature pond in the Ortons, Alton Waterville Parish Councillor Kirsty Knight pulled out not one, not two, but 8. That's 8. 8 toilet seats from Debdale Pond in Alton Waterville. And it got me thinking, who would throw 8 toilet seats in a pond? Who would throw 1 toilet seat in a pond? But to throw 8 toilet seats in a pond, they're looking for somebody who lives in a big house, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they should go with that. But was it some kind of like throwing up a bit like clay pigeons? Was somebody throwing these up and somebody trying to launch a ball through the toilet seat? And by the way, it's got something to it. It's a wee bit like Total Wipeout kind of version. You throw the toilet seat up, somebody launches a turn up through it.
It could be, or it could just be fly tipping. I don't know. But well done to Councillor Kirsty Knight, because she was leaning over the pond with her hook and hooked them all out. It was a good effort from Kirsty Knight.
She'd be great at that duck thing at the fair, wouldn't she? She'd be great at that. I bet she'd be great at getting a goldfish as well from the bowl.
Well, you just reach over when he's not looking, don't you? You pop the ball in the bowl. That's what you do.
Oh, here we go. Oh, cheating.
I mean, you can do it because you're too small, but you reach over As a normal,
Yeah.
height person like me, you can reach over when the fair man's not looking and put the ping pong ball in the.
Is that how you keep fit then? Doing that apart from doing your step machine, you do roll, nicking stuff from there, from the shoplifting.
Nicking stuff. Nothing ever lives when you get it from the fair. The goldfish lasts a week, or it swims back to wherever the fairground person lives. But it just got me thinking about fly tipping, Ronnie, and why people do it. Because I don't ever think, when I'm driving down a road, this would be a perfect spot to tip a fridge, or this would be a perfect spot to leave me mattress. It'd be like walking across your kitchen floor, wouldn't it? And thinking, I'll just have a poo in front of the fridge. Why would you do it? You've got a perfectly good toilet, or a perfectly good, bin at home that you can take it down the tip. Why would you drop your trousers in front of the fridge and have a poo-poo?
Oh, well, there could be a lot of reasons, Paul. But you think about it, if you dropped something like a fridge or something at the side of the road, that'd be a great place to have a wild wee. You could just stop the fridge. Just like
careful, you get locked inside, do you? That's a tricky one. Tricky one.
Yeah.
Well, are we done? Are we done now? We're finished. 'Cause I've got things to do here.
Yeah. What have you got to do? What you got to go on your step machine? Have you got the step machine lined up? Is it warmed up?
No, I'm gonna go work through the arthritic sex positions in my new book.